Hello guys, Little Fatty here. Welcome to my leveling guide slash walkthrough, which is more geared towards new players, but will also add tips for people that have a bit of experience and want to speedrun from 1 to 50. But yeah, so this is using the most current Talandre patch, which changed up the leveling experience a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead into our new character here. If you have two monitors, feel free to have this video on your second monitor. If you have one monitor, I will be talking through the whole time, so you can put this on the background if you want, or you could download on top replica and have the video on a corner of your screen. So right now you're just gonna go ahead and follow the tutorial slash main quest here. But if you prefer a written guide, I will have a written guide for the Talandre patch, and I will have a leveling guide for the previous patch as well, depending on what we get. But according to the devs in the most recent interview, we will be following the most recent patch one-to-one with Korea. Just not the updates, but like the patch will be following right along with Korea as well. So there's a very high likelihood that we will get this patch, and that's why I decided to do a voiceover guide for this patch, just to guide you along. I have leveled another level 50 character for this patch already, and then I'm leveling this one right now. The one that you're looking at is going to be the other character that I made to QA test the guide and to further kind of optimize the guide as well, seeing what quests we can kind of skip out. And again, just follow the main quest here right now. It's pretty simple. Just keep going along. You're gonna learn how to morph here, so just keep running along, keep following the main quest. So one major thing that people might comment about is that right now in Korea there is a newbie buff technically, and the only thing that really gives you in terms of like XP is it gives you 100% more XP when you kill mobs, and the XP that you get from the mobs here isn't really that much. So even if you get 100% more XP from killing mobs, you're only really killing mobs when you're doing the quest anyway. And the questing experience right now is kind of designed to a point where you will still get to 50, if not 49, following the guide, right? You'll get to that point. If you get to 49, it's okay. You will still be able to do level 50 contract quests, which give a lot of XP, go from 49 to 50, so that's good. And there's a lot of things that you can do that are left out in the exploration quest that you can do to compensate for like any lack of XP on the way there. But for the most part, we're gonna go ahead and continue here. This is the part where you put in your name, and then you're gonna head out into the world, well, almost into the world. You'll start with the main tutorial here in a second, so just follow along the quest for a while, and then I'll guide you as we go along. Okay, so you should be interacting with the map right now. All you have to do at this point is just press M. Open up the map. As soon as you press M, you can just press escape. There's really nothing of note there unless you want to have a clear view of the beginner island, which you'll leave in the first like 10 minutes anyway, so it's not like it's gonna matter all that much. Just keep going ahead and following, and right here you're gonna see Gigantrite, which is the giant whale that roams around the game world that you can also get on top of and ride. And right away, I have a tip here for people. Sometimes the NPCs in this game are a little bit finicky. Sometimes you won't be able to interact with them right away. There are a lot of times where you have to press escape, so you detarget something that you targeted before, so you can go ahead and talk to the NPC. Otherwise, that F symbol right there will not appear, and you won't be able to interact with an NPC that you're supposed to interact. So just press escape, and you'll be fine. You can see here I had to go back for Lottie because I moved a little too fast, and she actually you have to be close enough to her to trigger her walking mechanic, so she goes to the next destination. You're gonna get to the tutorial area. You're gonna choose your weapon from this point on, and you'll have to kill one of those practice dummies over there with your weapon combo. So I had my community build, or rather vote, on what weapon combo I'm going to do for this guide or for this character, and they chose Sword and Shield and Greatsword, so that's what we're going to do. Just as a side note as well, while I'm doing this, while I'm like adjusting my skills, so if you're using anything that's different from bow and your greatsword in the beginning, make sure that you fix up your skills a little bit, because the bow or the greatsword that you remove will not be usable anymore. So just go ahead and press K and start adjusting your skills and adjusting your keybinds as well. Alright. Now that you have that all settled, you're gonna go ahead and do your combos, test out your skills on these dummies, and I like get a taste of what weapons feel, or how weapons feel. If you haven't planned out your weapon style at this point, feel free to test out all the skills here, and then you can kind of see how fluid they are or how they interact with each other. And don't stress too much about your weapon combo. You can go ahead and look up tier lists that I will also upload for this game. And if you have any questions as to if X weapon and X weapon have any type of like synergy, feel free to ask me. Don't hesitate, because I have leveled every single sword and shield combination with every single weapon that currently exists multiple times over. So I have an idea of what every weapon kind of does, even the stuff that is not quite mentioned in the skill description sometimes, probably due to like a translation error with the Korean client. I'll follow along Lottie here. You're gonna learn how to do the grapple mechanic in this game. It's just basically you're gonna go ahead and aim. If it's close by, you won't have to aim. You'll just have to press F here. Or sometimes if you want to target a specific grapple, you'll have to look in that direction and then target it, and then you can press F. And then you're gonna follow the main quest here and kill these gray metrons. You'll have to kill every single one of them on the way. So get some real action, some real combat here. I killed that pretty fast because right now Greatsword is pretty broken. Which is not to encourage everybody that they have to play Greatsword, because with how strong it is, I think it's kind of scheduled for a nerf at this point. So we're gonna move along here, and you might see a purple swirl just now, right? You saw that one? You use your Q block on that, and it will block that damage completely, and it will allow you the benefits. Each block has a benefit, basically, of you know, if you are managed to block an attack or from a mob or a player. And mobs are more clear because they have that purple swirl on them. Eventually you'll get like a triangle charging up thing, kind of like that circle as well, which is something that you can't block. You'll have to do a dodge roll, which is basically just pressing your Q or whatever your block key is, and then a directional button. That's it. Hopefully you're still following along. I know it's going to be a long video. You're going to have to bear with me on this one as well. It's trust me, this one is going to take as long as it will for you as it will for me, right? Because I'm going to have to watch this 8 hours of this and then put a voiceover. So treat me as like your companion in your TNL journey, and treat me the same way that Tony Stark would treat Jarvis, and I'll accompany you on the way from 1 to 50, from 0 to hero. Okay, and here we go. And if you have done this before, you'll notice that the beginner area in, rather the beginner quest that you'll land on here after you learn how to fly, which is basically jump and then press spacebar again or press jump again, and then you'll transform into your flying form or your gliding form. For those of you that have played TNL before, you'll notice right away that this area that you're going to be landing on looks a little bit different from what you're used to. That's because this is one of the things that they changed, and they've changed up some quests before. They made it a little bit more, some creative changes and some quality of life changes from certain quests, which is definitely good to see and refreshing for people that have played before. Just gonna go ahead and kill this shaman, and then Clay is going to clear the way here, and then you can just grapple on to this wall that fell here. You're just gonna go ahead and kill your way through this main quest, and then as soon as we get to the boss, I'll get back to you. So just go ahead and follow along. And you'll notice that right away as well. Every time there's a purple swirl, if you block in advance and then he hits you, you'll see defense. If you have like perfect timing, it'll say perfect. A lot of the times you'll have a reuse effect on your Q, which turns into an attack of sorts. And you can use that on as additional damage to the enemy that you blocked. And in advance, I'll apologize if my voice kind of like gets a little tired along the way. Again, this is going to be an 8-hour walkthrough slash leveling guide. I'm making a written version of this one. I have a VOD version of this one, which is uncut if people want that. And this is like the voiceover version of this guide because, again, I want to cater to a lot of people. Some people like written, some people like to have a visual, like kind of guide, and then but yeah, this King Verte right here is a copy pasta of Duke Magna. Duke Magna is basically one of the tier 1 dungeon bosses that you'll see at level 50. So it's kind of like really neat that you get a preview of one of the for the first month or two probably of the game, one of the end game bosses that you'll do in the dungeons, which he has some interesting mechanics, and we'll have dungeon videos out for that as well. And after that fight, you wake up and you'll start your journey in about a minute here. You'll start your journey into the main continent of TNL, which is really where the game kind of starts. And this is where the visual, the voiceover guide kind of kicks off, because we'll start to get busy from here, and I won't speed up the video, so don't worry. You can go ahead and just keep up with my character here. If it does get too fast, or if you feel a little overwhelmed, feel free to pause the video if I get too ahead. But for the most part, this is pretty straightforward. But even as a newbie, I'll show you in this video how to get your min-maxing experience, get to 50 with as little work as possible, and having to certain quests that you can skip along the way. Alright, we get the TNL intro here. Feel free if you want to enjoy the cinematics, especially if it's your first time, go ahead and enjoy it. It's part of the MMO experience. It's just that I've experienced this over 15, 16 times maybe at this point. So I just went ahead and skipped it and just pressed escape and skipped it. So, but to their credit, TNL does have a really good and compelling story. So just go ahead and follow that. And the first thing that you want to do as soon as you land is just take one of these, like the first chapter, or the prelude rather, hat that you get here. So you can go ahead and equip that. It'll give you decent stats to start with. And just as a kind of like a note here as well, for those wondering, I actually did end up using this patch as well. On the first one, I was able to get to from 1 to 50. I was missing two accessory and 1 cape piece, and then wearing like 2 or 3 level 0 equipment, and still got to 50. So it's not really that hard. And you're gonna go ahead and talk to the Swords NPC there. You're gonna get this waypoint right here. If you want to skip that waypoint for now, you can go ahead and skip it if you want. You will actually get another quest where you have to talk to that waypoint, so just go ahead and feel free to skip that if you want. But getting it now will open up the map for you if you want to check that out already. So right now we're following along the quest here. We're following all the purples. There will be some appendixes that we will have to do. If you're trying to speedrun, you can choose to skip the most of the Castleton skill and crafting appendixes. If you're new to the game, or if you're not in a super rush to 50, and you can spare like an extra 30 minutes or so in total game time just to get crafted equipment to make your game experience easier, feel free to do that as well. I do recommend it, especially if you're a new player. It'll make your leveling experience a lot smoother, a lot better, a lot more enjoyable than, you know, sweating it out trying to get every single block that you can because you can't afford to get hit like I did the first time around. So right now you're just following the purple quest, and I'll skip around here because there are certain times in this during this stream where I was interacting with people, so it might actually take less than 8 hours to get to 50, about 8 to 9 hours maybe. A lot shorter if you're trying to speed run it. Go ahead and skip forward here just so we can go ahead and do the next part of that quest, which is to talk to the priestess again, and then you'll see here you got the quest again to activate the waypoint of Castleton. And then we're going to go ahead and interact with it again. Even if you did take it already, you can go ahead and interact with it, and it'll show you just the general area of the waypoint that you you looked at. But if you don't care about that, you can just go ahead and press escape. So as soon as you interact with that waypoint, we're gonna run over to the Goldenrye Pastures waypoint, which is to the east of where the map is. So you're gonna go ahead and talk to that waypoint. It's going to unlock some exploration quests. You can grab the quest that's right beside the waypoint. It doesn't show it right away sometimes, and you might miss it. But as soon as you talk to that waypoint right there, there's gonna be a guard right beside it. Just go ahead and talk to him. He's just gonna give you a pretty easy, like the Resistance Officer Ashton right there. So as soon as you open it up, opening up a waypoint will open up the exploration quests, or the codex quests that are in that area, and you can see now he has a quest for us. You cannot do quests unless you open up the waypoints in certain areas, so make sure that you open them up first. Then we're gonna head over to Herbalist Oliver here, and this is gonna be one of the first kill quests that you get in the main continent here. You're gonna kill 2 of each of the Violent Harvester, Scarab, or Wasp. If there are a lot of players here at the beginning of the game, which there will be, just make sure that you tag some mobs. If you have a party going along in the beginning of the game, then that's really good too. If you're still looking for a guild or looking to join a guild, my community, which is the Dynasty community, is actually recruiting currently. We have a hardcore competitive branch, we have semi-competitive branches, and we also have our community slash casual branch that is free of pressure from anything. If you want that, we'll kind of have like uh, a spot for every type of gamer out there. Just because we value community more than we value the competitiveness that gets in the way sometimes and cause people to butt heads. So as soon as you finish the kill quest, you're gonna head over more east here. You're gonna talk to the next NPC, which will task you with killing or gathering mandrake roots. So the added thing about this quest is that you don't have to uproot the mandrakes yourselves. You can actually just tag other people's mandrakes, and you will get the quest item for it as well. So there's going to be a lot of people here. People are going to be uprooting mandrakes all over the place. Don't feel pressured that you have to pull them up yourselves. You can just tag a mandrake, and then you'll get credit for the quest. A little bit of mandrake field here. The only bonus that you get for uprooting it yourself is that you'll get a chance to get a root in advance, just like this one right here, right? So when you kill it, it'll drop another root, and then you're all done. And what you're gonna do next is you're gonna go straight west here. You're gonna jump off this cliff and then glide down to get another waypoint, which is actually pretty crucial because number one, it is part of the main quest, but number two, this is going to be a waypoint that you will be using about two to three times, about 2 times in this area. So definitely a must get. Gliding down to the waypoint. So hopefully this pacing is good enough for everybody. That way you don't have to worry about like the previous guide that I made, that it was kind of fast forwarded, which was a bit harder to follow. But for the most part, this is pretty kind of like a really chill way of doing this. So you're gonna do the main quest here. It says open the map and use the Castleton waypoint. Usually you can just press B and Y, but in certain quests like this, they kind of require you to really open up the map and use the waypoint themselves. So just go ahead and do that, just in case, And then a bit of a tip here for the people that are in a rush. Sometimes you submit it to the NPC and you'll exit right away. Don't do that. You have to wait for her to finish the potion, and then you have to use the potion before you leave this area. Alright, as soon as you're finished drinking that, go ahead and talk to her again, and then you'll exit this area, and then you're gonna teleport back to Windhill Shores again. Alright. As soon as you head over to Windhill Shores, head south here. You're gonna have to grapple all the way up to this lighthouse. There's going to be some exploration quests in here, but I advise just to skip it. You don't actually need them right now. The XP is inconsequential. It will not affect how fast or how slow you get to 50. Later on, for some quests, you might check on your exploration page just to see which quests give you skill books, see which quests give you upgrade like growth stones or something, and then you can go for this quest. Make your way up here. Doing great so far. Should be around level 5 at this point already. Grapple up top, and once you enter this tower, you're gonna get yourself into a bit of a 3v1 here. Nothing too hard about this fight, just Q block the purple swirls, and yeah, if you can, just make sure that you put potions in advance, or you put potions right here in your hotkeys if you do find yourself in a bit of trouble. But for the most part, you shouldn't be struggling here. If you do find yourself struggling in already in this this part of the game, don't feel bad. You probably just have to upgrade some skills on your way here, or you know, during this fight, or before this fight. That way, you can kill these guys a lot faster. Gonna head upstairs after this one, and then this first part is kind of like the thing that might confuse some new players, but it's no problem. We'll go ahead and teach you how to do it here. So you're gonna see certain quests like this where there's like mechanics that you're about to see here with a book. So you notice there's like a purple gear when I hover over a certain part of the item. That's your key to kind of press left click or your interact button and just hold it, and that's it. Like, there's going to be multiple quests that have those mechanics throughout this game, so just remember, hover over certain things, and as soon as it turns into like a purple cogwheel, just go ahead and, you know, press left button, or if you're using console, I think you whatever button you have to press, and just hold it, and then it'll be good. I know some people ended up getting stuck on this because of, you know, it's an unfamiliar mechanic, and yeah. And make sure you can also rotate them, by the way. So certain mechanics like that, you'll see it later once we get to the goblin part of the quest, of the main quest. You'll see that sometimes you have to rotate a little bit and then find where the trigger goes into. And now we are running straight to the Castleton Infirmary again. Just follow the main quest here for now, and pretty soon you will get appendixes, aka kind of like side main quests, kind of like branch main quests that you'll see, which is helpful. Some of them are helpful, especially the beginner ones that we'll see here soon. Some of them you really don't need to do. And you can see on the side here, it says click to claim reward. Click to claim rewards. You just have to press on that. If you're in combat, if you're in action mode, just press V. Switch over to tab target mode, classic mode, and then just click on that thing, and then you'll be able to claim your rewards at the bottom there. But for the most part, you're just gonna go ahead and follow the main quest here for now. And we're gonna go to the storage merchant. This is like one of the appendix quests that you'll do here. So these early ones in Castleton you'll do because after you leave Castleton from the main quest, you will have 0 reason to come back here in terms of XP. So for now, while you're here, while you're doing all these quests around this area, just follow the main quest for now. And just in case you're wondering what the Lord's AIDS crisis is on there, it is technically part of the main quest, which is an event that happens in the game. In day 1, we will have that wolf event in there. You don't have to do it if you're trying to get to 50 as soon as possible. Honestly, unless you're chasing activity that early, which really you shouldn't have to worry about unless you're trying to get rank 1, then you can go ahead and skip that. And it's going to be the same for every other event that you'll see throughout this walkthrough / guide, because a lot of these events will not be available on day 1. So that's why I will not be doing any of the events to show you. I will not be doing any of the events to level this time around. And right here, you have to go through the tutorial. You have to just spam F before you can do anything. But yeah, just do yourself a favor, upgrade your weapons, make your leveling experience a lot smoother. Okay. Teleporting over to Windhill Shores, and we're gonna go south here again, just on the opposite side of the water here. Gonna do these quick main quests, and you can notice on the right side right now it says Appendix Armor Crafter Rachel. These are one of the appendix quests that I told you about that you will want to do on your way, just because it'll allow you to craft uncommon gear that you can take along with you along your journey. If you're speedrunning, however, you can choose to skip those. You'll save a few seconds to a few minutes skipping all of the appendix crafting quests. But if you're new to the game, I do advise you to, at the very least, just take those and craft pieces of armor that you will be using. I wouldn't worry too much about the green armor pieces unless it's green accessories or green capes, because besides those, you will most likely be replacing them anyway. So you're gonna go ahead and go into the ship here. Jump down. And you don't have to worry about the mechanics here a little bit. You can just go ahead and jump across these boxes, dodge the bubble, and you're gonna kill this crackle here. And you're gonna pick up some stuff before you head out. As soon as he's dead, just collect the washed up chest, and right behind me here, you're gonna go ahead and pick up the washed up chest, and to the left of you here, you're gonna collect another doll, or investigate a doll. There you go. And this is going to be one of your first amatoys, which is the guys that loot stuff for you, and they're going to be integral to your progression as well. So from here, you don't have to go back up and exit the ship manually. You can just go press B and go back to town, or whatever your recall button is if you're using console. And you're going to go submit the quest. Carrot mail. And then instead of going around this mountain right here, just turn left here, and there will be a hidden grapple hook here in the bushes. There you go, and it'll get you up there. Just transform or land horribly like I did. climb up here, and this is a quicker way to get up to the Abbey instead of running around the mountain, essentially. It'll save you like maybe 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds if you're rushing. You can see me jump up on the box there, and we're flying down to the Black Howl Plains waypoint, which is going to unlock the exploration quests around this area. Exploration quests that we don't have to do, so you don't... This is one of the exploration quests that you will skip out on completely, and we'll just go ahead and follow the main quest for the most part here. Alright, I'm going to turn left here. Sometimes you'll notice me a little bit unfocused here. That's because I'm trying to talk to chat at the same time. Again, not going the most super efficient route, but fast enough to where it kind of matches the pace of new players. And again, for the experienced players, feel free to skip the certain parts that I tell you to skip, that you can afford to skip, because it's not necessarily well, not necessary, rather. And part of your quest here is just to kill wolves and get their broken fangs. So if you see a lot of people here, which you will at the beginning of the game, especially if you had a slow start, just tag the mobs. Just tag the mobs. You'll get loot. No worries. This is kind of like where you win a little bit of your range. You can just tag multiple mobs that people are hitting, and then get your quest done pretty quick. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead. I'm intentionally kind of slowing down my pace a little bit here, just to make sure that I'm not leaving the new players that are watching this video behind a little too far. For the people that are skipping through the certain things, the certain quests that I tell you to skip, I will put timestamps on here for certain level level areas that we're gonna experience. That way, from like 1 to 10, 20 to 30, something like that. That way, you know, you don't have to wait here. Go ahead. Even if you don't hear me talking, chances are you're just gonna be following the main quest. So just don't panic. Just follow the purple quests. And if there's any important details, I'll be sure to mention it here with you. Just, you know, glance once in a while if you have your second monitor. Don't worry, I am pacing this pretty well for new players, so you don't have to worry about that part. And again, I'll have timestamps, and I'll, you know, just enjoy the music. Okay, so return to Castleton. Thomas, who is inside the bar, And then right after here, you'll talk to Swery, which is actually right outside the bar. Sometimes this confuses people thinking that the NPC is still inside the bar. It's actually right outside. So just go ahead and do that. And before you go to the Abbey again, which is going to be a big part of the main quest, probably right around the end of chapter 1, you might want to go and do your appendix quest first. So the first one that we're going to go into here is Skills Researcher Adrian. So he's going to teach you how to craft a skill book and reward you with a few skill books as well. That way you can level your skills. Just as a side note, leveling skills in this game sometimes is better, you know, especially from like the early stages of the game. Leveling your skills actually nets more advantages than sometimes like changing your gear, because you can get to level 50 with level 0 gear almost, as long as your skills are leveled up. And this one right here, we're going to talk to the appendix quest for the armor merchant. So you might be wondering a little bit, okay, what do I choose here? So for the most part, you're gonna go for the gear that gives you hit, because if you're following this guide especially, you'll end up fighting mobs that are higher than your level, and level difference in this game is kind of like a huge deal. If a mob is 3, 4, 5 plus levels above you, that will increase your chances of missing, right? You're just gonna go ahead and craft certain pieces here. You're gonna go for hit rate or for mana regen. In this instance, I go for the Holy Knight's plate armor because it gives me wisdom and mana regen. Wisdom also gives mana regen. That way I suffer a little less mana issues, because mana issues do get resolved in the end game, but in the leveling process, sometimes when you're spamming a lot of skills, you'll end up running out of mana. And you don't really have burst mana potions in this game. The mana potion in this game only has mana regen. Before we move out, make sure that you upgrade your gear, make sure that you upgrade your skills if you can, because after this we're gonna move out back to the Castleton Abbey, the part that we just were, the part where we just flew off from. As soon as you're done upgrading that piece of armor, you'll submit the quest again to the armor crafter, and you'll get some decent rewards for your progression. And you're gonna head up to the Abbey again, the part where you just where you jumped off of to get to Black Howell Plains earlier. And so instead of going out of town, you can just go into the castle again, get through the back, and then turn left to get to where the hidden grapple that you saw earlier. Head all the way up. And again, I'm not going to skip this process just because you're probably going to be running to the quest destination as I'm running in this video. So I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to leave it here. That way the pacing is a lot better and you don't have to pause or, rewind as much. And in this quest, you have to defeat Kamer and his followers. Pro tip: kill Kamer first, because if you kill his underlings, he'll just revive them. So just go for him first. Okay, as soon as he's dead, go ahead and kill his followers, and they won't be able to resurrect anymore. talk to boy with the sword. You'll notice that my game starts to get really laggy here. In the middle of making this guide, my exit lag actually expired. So for the rest of this video, you'll notice that I will be most likely lagging a lot more because I just went from 200 plus ping to probably close to 300 or a constant 300 plus ping. And again, it's not that big of a deal for now. So if you want to experience the same struggle, feel free to join the Korean servers and experience it for yourself. It'll be like training in the hyperbolic time chamber, where as soon as you get double-digit ping when the global version launches, then it'll be like, you know, Rock Lee taking the weights off. Here, he's gonna kill the 2 wolves. And here, he's gonna kill the 2 wolves that you encounter, and there is going to be an NPC that's in there. He'll see the door is locked. You see me heading to the back of the house here. See that brick wall right there, the exposed brick wall? That will become destroyable once they finish with the whole dialogue, and you'll see it light up soon here. It'll get highlighted. Comes ready to hit. Puppy tells you that you might be able to break this wall, and it becomes targetable. You just have to auto attack it, then talk to the young girl that's inside. You notice she looks familiar. She is actually Sawyery, which is the NPC that you submitted the quest to earlier. Okay, same deal with this one. You'll see Varrock. These are like the boss wolves, the alpha wolves. You wanna kill them first, just because you don't want to deal with them resurrecting every other wolf around them. As soon as you kill the alpha wolf here, you can go ahead and kill everybody else. It's a very important thing to note, because there were actually some people who killed the ads, right? Which is kind of like usually common sense that you go for the ads first before you head for the boss. But in this case, that kind of works against people. People thought the quest was bugged until they were warned by the NPCs that, like, hey, kill the boss first. Yeah, the early parts of this game, you know, it has pretty decent pacing. It has pretty decent storytelling along with it, but then as soon as you move out of Castleton, things start to speed up pretty fast. So you'll notice right now we're close to about an hour, and we're right around level 11. To some that might seem like an okay pace, to some that might seem slow, but trust me, it will speed up pretty quick, pretty soon here. And you can see I can't interact with him even though the quest says speak with Henry. This is where you press your escape button, so you de-target anything that you might have been targeting. You'll see I'll press escape here soon, and then I'll be able to talk to him. Right? Sometimes you have to press escape, or sometimes you can just walk away and walk back. Right? Can't interact. Press escape. There you go. Okay, no boss wolf here, so we're gonna kill the ads, finish up this quest, and there's gonna be another boss wolf here soon. See the boss wolf start to revive the wolves, and you know, Henry, the hero he is, decides to lure all the wolves here. and sacrifice his life in the process. You're gonna lead the kids, and you're gonna encounter another pack of wolves with a boss wolf one more time before you get into town. So Mukaon here, go ahead and kill him, and then kill his ads. And then this flashback sequence into the past ends after this one. And again, follow the main quest, and then I'll keep updating you as soon as there are any particular parts of the quest that you have to skip. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to skip as you get to the middle towards the end part of the leveling process. So we're gonna amp it up a little bit as soon as we head out of Castleton.
I will walk on glass. I will run 10,000 miles and more. I will give my eyes. If you lost your sight, I will run through fire. I will carry you through the heat.
Jump off the ramp there, and you're gonna fly all the way over to where the lighthouse is. And don't worry, you'll have more than enough stamina, because you recover stamina while you're in town. You can fly and glide, and you won't run out of stamina, and you'll get there and talk to this fence, and then right behind you there's going to be a piece of paper that you're going to talk to again. Right there, windswept documents. On the right side here, you'll see I can go ahead and claim the rewards. Okay, when claim the rewards happens there, just go ahead and claim it. You get some free skill books for your troubles, which will really optimize. So at certain periods of this guide, you'll see me upgrading skills. Try to upgrade your skills to the maximum, especially your bread and butter skills of whatever build you're working on. I don't upgrade mine all the way just because I'm at the point where I know how much I can get away with. But for the most part, please do actually complete the quest. So this, for the people that have experienced this one before, usually this is right around the time where you're thinking like, hey, is it time for me to do the contract quests? They actually move the contract quests from this area in Castleton to the next major area in Urstella Fields. So make sure that you talk to Percy here, and he's going to introduce you to the Amatoy expeditions. You'll see me click it here, and you'll go into your Amatoy expedition, your Amatoy house. And this is one of the crucial parts of the game as well. You want to send out your Amatoy to work for you. It's like your TNL passive income of sorts. You're going to talk to the map. You're just going to go ahead and it's going to show you the guide here. You can feel free to read it, but for the most part, you're just going to send out your Amatoy to do the Amatoy adventure. I have a video on that as well in my Don't Fall Behind playlist, which is basically a series I made for TNL for new players to not fall behind, even if you've never played Korea before. Go ahead and submit the quest, and he will give you your first bamboo fishing rod along with some XP. You can see there, accessories crafter. Again, in this video, I will always go to these because I want to encourage new players especially to craft these in advance, and then make sure that you go for for these crafting quests, just because it'll help you out, especially if you're new. If you are not new, however, and you just want to completely speedrun the whole way to 50, you can 100% skip this. It's not a problem. And if you're worried about which accessories to craft, all that stuff, don't worry. I'll be releasing guides all the way leading to the day before early access, just so everybody knows what to build. And the reason why I've held off on this, by the way, is because I know that there will be updates. Throne Liberty is a game that has weekly patch notes, weekly updates. So a lot of the game is continuously evolving. The game now is nowhere near the same as the game it was when it first launched. So I just wanted to make sure that I provide you guys with up-to-date information, and this way you can go ahead and the reason why I did the bracelet here, by the way, and that cape, is because that bracelet and that cape will not be replaced anytime soon. Like, these are like the green pieces of equipment that you kind of take all the way to like 50, if not beyond 50, and you trait them up because they're so easy to max out the traits on. And now we are going to Urstella following the main quest. So we're going to port over to Goldenrye Pasture here. We're going to follow this little pathway, and there's going to be a cliff here where we can jump off of and glide all the way to the next area and grab the next waypoint. Alright, jump off of that, glide all the way down. Problem. Head over to the next waypoint. Go ahead and grab it. Open up the field here again. Okay. And your next destination here is Starlight Observatory, which is right across the field. Try to dodge the mobs with the orange names as much as you can, because that means that they're aggro. And if they are ranged and if they hit you, it will wear down your stamina and slow down your traveling speed, essentially. You can see me try my best to avoid them here, but sometimes you'll see me get hit just because my character is probably desyncing at this point. Run all the way across, and then we'll have certain areas here that will make it certain quests along this line as well. And it's going to be consistently like this throughout this video. There's going to be quests that you can do a lot more efficiently than what most people tend to do. And again, you'll notice that there's an event going on there. I don't do any of the events in this game because number one, I feel like it's a waste of time. Very little XP for the amount of time, which is right around like 25 minutes that you're gonna have to spend on it. So I went ahead and grabbed the waypoint here again just to open up this area a little bit, even though you don't have to grab it right away. And then Illyria. He's going to require you to grab 4 contracts. So people that have experienced it before, these are also one of the changes, where before this quest, this contract quest was in Castleton, it no longer is, and now it's just in this area. So you want to grab the man recording investigation because it's really easy, and then you just want to grab all the goblin stone thrower quests because it's killing 3 birds with 1 stone, essentially. And that is the fastest way that you can do this quest. jump off that ramp and fly down. See me looking around, looking for the goblin stone throwers. They're all over the place. And I just, you know, I killed a goblin fighter because one of the quests is actually to kill more than the minimum goblin stone thrower that you're required to kill. As long as they have that that pentagon. Is that a pentagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, the pentagon on top of their heads, which means that they're a contract quest mob. That means that you can go ahead and kill them there. Just as a tip as well, you'll learn this throughout this video, but like on the right side of this map, see that thing at the side there that says current location or Stella Fields? Those are the blue ones that you see, the kind of like a sky blue color there. Those are the exploration quests in that area. If you want to get them up there to where the purple quests are, you can just go ahead and press that star there, which will bookmark them, which means that you will always keep track of them even if you leave the area. And it would also help because unless you bookmark those things, even if you're right in front of the quest item, it won't mark it unless you bookmark it. So just, you know, just as a reminder, bookmark the quest that you're going to do, but you don't have to worry about it here right now. I'm just telling you in advance, just so you know, you have an early notice, so to speak. And then one of the last ones that you're going to encounter here, which is the mana recording device and just a few more of the stone throwers. You'll notice as well that when you complete these contracts, you see that in the middle, training due, 100 points. Those training dues, those are the things that will fast track your weapon mastery. You don't have to do it right now. You don't have to worry about it right now. Because you don't want to spam your contracts right now. It is so not worth it, spamming it, especially with these very, very low level ones, because they will not give you much at all. Those are the ones that you're going to be doing at like level 49 to 50. If they lower the XP rates to where the main quest only gets you to 49 in global, I doubt they will with the current pacing, then, you know, that's something that you do in order to get to 50. But if you don't have to do it, you can just go ahead and wait until you get to 50, then you start doing your contracts, and then it'll reward you all that stuff, and then you'll be able to level your mastery. Go ahead and submit it. Okay, and then it says complete the Stella Fields contract from contract manager Illyra. That is actually a bug. That is the first time that happened. I just, in order to counteract that bug, I just had to pick up another contract, and then did it, and then resubmit it again. But that shouldn't happen. Thankfully, it was only one contract, so it's not a big deal. I'll skip through that right now. And then you just see me kind of like move on along with it. It's like, okay, let me just finish this other main quest right now and see if that fixes it. So if that happens to you, that's just like all you have to do. Hopefully that bug no longer exists in global when it releases. It's not like a game-breaking bug. All it is like a minor annoyance. But yeah, if it does happen to you, hopefully it doesn't. Then you just have to take a new contract there.
Gotta get up now, get up, yeah. I'm okay. must have broken my heart, like really torn it apart in another life.
The reason why I went to her instead, I went to her first before heading over to the actual purple quest, is because I just wanted to submit it, and since I am back here already, I can just glide down to where that that purple quest is. And you'll notice on the side there too, it says speak with Kale, the contract coin merchant in Castleton. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that one. Just go ahead and ignore that one completely. Once you're in this area of the game, once you leave Castleton, there is absolutely, and I do mean absolutely, no reason for you to ever go back to that place. So you don't have to worry about that place anymore.
Someone must have made me feel bad, but who I was and what I had to give. Oh, someone must have told me.
As soon as you finish those talking to those two, all you're gonna do is just gonna go back to the town.
Otherwise, I don't know why I keep coming back to this. Keep fighting all of it. Don't trust that there's love to get. I don't know why I just can't believe it. Like somehow I can't commit. Guess I have to admit.
And instead of like gliding all the way over there, just teleport. Just teleport to the waypoint. Save yourself about like 30 seconds of your time.
Yeah, I got an issue with love. Yeah, I got an issue with trust. The reason doesn't mean
You're gonna talk to Henson here, and for those people that have played KR before or played the OBT before, you'll notice that this quest is different. It's an additional quest that they put on here, basically, and they did this mostly to give an additional quest because one of the main changes that they made for the Talandre patch, which is basically what patch we're in here, the most recent one, was that they raised the minimum level requirement for all of, well, not for all, but for majority of the, level 10 and higher, chapter 2 and higher, rather, I think, main story quests. So this is their way of making up for that, for the most part, along with adding XP back into the exploration quests. So if you played OBT before, if you only played Hyper Boost servers, the leveling will not be anywhere near close to how it was during that time.
I'm getting tired of your bullshit. I'm tired of your voice. I'm getting tired of the way you leave me hanging with no choice. If you would ask me long ago, back when you seduced me, yeah, I felt like a
Now you're gonna get morphed into a goblin. So this one right here is pretty simple. You'll notice on your skill bar there's color-coded dances that you're gonna do. So one of the goblins is going to start a dance, and there's going to be like a ring around them, and it's going to be color-coded depending on what dance is down there. And you press that dance once there is a spotlight on top of you. So you'll see here one of the first goblins that dances on the left there. So you see it's blue. I don't press blue yet. I wait for the spotlight to get on me, and as soon as it gets on me, I press blue, and voila, there you go. You're just gonna have to do that like about 3 or 4 times. 3 for this quest, and then like I think a 4th time for the celebratory dance afterward. That purple ring, and we're gonna wait for the next dance. Next dance is a green. Spotlight on me. We press green. There we go. And then a final dance. Yellow. Press yellow. Celebrate, and the quest is done. It's that easy. You just have to wait here, and then he drops the quest item that you need. Go ahead and talk to it. All done. And you're gonna go back to Henson. And run back to Henson here. and he's gonna ask you to go back to Urstella. I mean to Starlight rather. So go ahead and press B or whatever your return button is, and you're gonna have to run down to where the guards are at the bottom. And the key thing about this right here is that you're gonna tell them about an attack, and then you'll see a bunch of goblins running your direction. You don't have to fight these goblins. Just go ahead and run up the stairs again, close to these little spikes. You'll have to activate these, so you don't actually have to fight down there with them. Completely ignore that. Just stand in front of this this spiky red thing here. As soon as you see the purple thing on top of them, indicating that it's part of the main quest, just go ahead and activate it, and then you know, go back to your Acme bomb solution over here. Just wait for it to light up as well. And as soon as it lights up, there you go. Press F. It's going to eliminate all of these goblins here, and we're not done yet. We're gonna go all the way up to the top again. Okay. You're gonna run up all the way to the top. We're gonna get ahead of the quests here. Go up the stairs, turn right beside the waypoint. There is a boiling, or I don't know what this trap is called, but it's a trap. It's gonna stand in front of it, and they're gonna go through the motions, and then as soon as you see a trigger, you can go ahead and press it. Again, they think it's all done, but it's not quite done yet. You're gonna run down because there is going to be a boss goblin here, Noller. Again, you don't have to fight him just yet. You will have to fight him later, but for now, just get to the side here. Don't get pulled in. Let them fight the goblins. Don't worry, they will not die. And you will not fail the quest. And to the right here, you see Henson and his group spawning. Let Henson and his group engage with the goblins. You're going to stay in the back here for a little bit. You're going to wait for the goblin shaman. There will be 3 of them that spawn, and you're going to have to kill all 3 of them. You do not have to engage here at all. Okay, see the goblin shaman spawning now. Just make sure that you kill them, because at this time you don't really want to aggro all these goblins. You're kind of tanky, but you're not that tanky yet. And getting ganged up on will cause you to die at this stage. Go ahead and kill the goblin shamans here one by one. As soon as you kill the goblin, the shaman, then is it shaman or shaman? How do you pronounce that actually? Then you have to kill Noller. Noller, the only real thing they have to watch out for is that little spin, but they kind of nerfed it so it doesn't do a lot of damage anymore. Only other thing that you have to watch out for is his purple fury swirly skills. But they nerfed him as well, so he dies pretty quick here now. Before he was a lot tankier for no reason, so it's a good thing that they actually nerfed him. I'm just letting it go through the motions, by the way, because at this point you're probably still killing him as well, or hopefully you've been at the same pace that I have been, and you go ahead and kill him here. That way you don't have to pause as much. And as soon as you kill Noller, he'll leave a staff on the ground. This is one of those things where you kind of have to, like, you know, rotate a little bit, see the purple cogwheel there, open it up, and then the next part here. Then this one you'll have to open it up a little bit again, spin it a little bit, I mean, and then find out the runes at the back there and get the purple cogwheel. And then you just go ahead and talk to Henson and move along. And for this one, by the way, even though it says climb to a high point on Starlight Observatory, you don't have to climb all the way to the high point. You can just jump off the side of the cliff there and just glide down. Some people think that they have to grapple all the way to the tallest tower, but they don't. Just talk to the NPC here. It's a little finicky because I think, yeah, at this point, definitely my exit lag has suffered the fate of running out of time. As soon as you talk to him, you're just gonna go back. You're gonna go to the Resistance Monument, and then you're also going to interact with the two other appendixes here. These are the two other appendixes that you have to do, because the other one will introduce you to Mystic Keys, which I will actually not be doing any of them in this guide. So if you are seeing yourself lacking a little bit in XP because they, you know, if they update it a little bit, then feel free to do those Mystic Keys. They give a decent amount of XP. See that thing up there? That's basically what a Mystic Globe looks like, and you'll use Mystic Keys to open those up. You can get Mystic Keys from the contract coin merchant, which you'll see in there's one in obviously in Castleton, but there's also one in Vienta Village, which is kind of like the main hub that you're going to be staying at for the most part, especially in the early stages of the game. And Ashin here is going to tell you to open up this painting, and this painting is what's going to lead you into the Taydal's Tower, which is basically a boss, like a boss rush kind of type of thing, or a boss like fight type of content that gives you quite a bit of really good materials for progression and also XP. You'll see here she requires you to do the first one, so go ahead and do the first one as part of the appendix. This one is pretty easy. As soon as you see the purple swirl, you can just go ahead and block them. And sometimes you'll see him raise his weapon up. That means he's going to slam onto the ground. And yeah, you can see me kind of mistime a lot of my blocks here. Yeah, I am playing this game from the East Coast in NA with no VPN, so my ping is suffering. Yeah, they kind of nerfed these bosses, and he's gonna do that charge, which will knock you down multiple times. So you just have to kind of run around a little bit. And there, miraculously, one of my blocks actually goes through. And since once you're done here, you just press B or your whatever your return button is, or you can press the exit button at the top right there, right next to the quest description. More skill books. It's one of those times where we fly over to where Rutain is in. Now, this is one of the reasons why you kind of want to get ahead. Because it's one of those quests where there's a node, there's only a few nodes that you have to interact with, and then you have to get like a quest item from it, which is hell when you're competing with thousands of people. So you, if you're following this guide, you should be ahead of the majority of the pack. So you're nowhere near competing with as many people as a regular player is. The one thing that you have to take note of is this guide is not only meant to help you get to from level 1 to 50 as fast as you'd prefer or as fast as you can. It's also a way for you to get ahead of the pack and avoid the unnecessary struggle of having to compete with these nodes. I'm gonna unlock the waypoint here. We are not going to be doing any of the exploration quests in this one. Anything before the desert area, before Vienta village, generally is not worth doing, because it just does not give enough XP to justify the time that you're going to put into it. So we're going to go ahead and skip this this area's exploration quest as well. When we need skill books in the future, then we'll go back to them, but for now we are going to skip them. And this is the quest right here. You'll see there's only a few egg clusters here. I actually walked past this one and I have to go back, because usually when I'm playing this is not here anymore, because people get it before me sometimes. We're just gonna go ahead and take that. Go ahead and submit it. One of the perks of being ahead is that you don't have to compete with the rest of the server. And then we have to go all the way down to the next area. So what we'll do is we'll teleport back to the Starlight Observatory, and we're gonna glide down. And we're gonna run all the way to the waypoint as soon as we land. And just in case you see those purple books that are on the ground that are glowing, they no longer give XP. What they will give you, and the reason for you to collect them later on in the game, once you're 50, once you have nothing else to do, after you've done all your daily stuff, it gives you a currency to buy dyes in the cash shop. So that's when you might want to collect it then. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and submit this quest, get the waypoint here, open up the map. And this area that we're at right now, this is the area right before Vienta village and right before the desert area. So as soon as we get to the desert area, that's when we really start to do the exploration quests in the area. But before that area, it gives like vastly more XP doing the exploration quest there than here. Doing the exploration quests anything earlier than that, like in this area and the areas before this one, is generally kind of like it's a waste of time. You don't need it to get to 50. You can do it after you get to 50 if you still need skill books and stuff, but for the most part, you can go ahead and skip it.
Overthinking out there in the clouds, drifting on and for hours.
Yeah, on the side here, you can see we're kind of slowing my pace down a little bit, just so people that are new to the game, which this guide is designed for, can kind of like catch up a little. And so on the side there, you'll see we're starting to discuss the whole Ashes of Creation issue, so to speak. And then as soon as you talk to this bird right here, you can see the middle ruffled diatrema. In my opinion, is one of the best morphs in the game. Has its own it's free to play. You get it pretty early, and it has its own sound effects as well. It looked like a really mini chocobo. And we just port back to the waypoint here. As soon as you finish that quest, you can just go ahead and move back to the waypoint. By the way, you don't have to wait. We're gonna talk to Robert again. He's gonna send us to Yenta Village, which is the town right before the desert quest area. We're gonna go ahead and grab the waypoint in Vienta Village as well. And this is it. Well, this is there's gonna be a main quest that brings us back to this previous area, but as soon as we get to the desert area, once we reach the first, I'd say the first major bottleneck that we've experienced so far, then we're gonna ramp up the exploration questing a little bit, because we have to do it. We have to do it, otherwise we can't move past the areas we're at now.
Old days, I used to blame me for crying, till I realized that I had needs you didn't meet. But that's all days, now that we see each other. Can we slow down, start over? Come closer. Oh, someday we will collide, someplace where we can hide our space. Forget the world outside, just for a while, some way. We will be fine, safe place, just you and I, always. I will wait for us to collide. It's perfect, but we are perfect together.
You can see I start pumping everything into perception here. Max out your perception first. You will be very ahead of the curve here as we go along, which means the mobs will be higher level than you, which also means that you will tend to miss quite a bit, and you will miss even more if you don't have enough hit. So perception, and perception all the way until it starts asking for 2 stat points per perception. Then you can move on to another stat after that.
I hear every change in their tone. Maybe they hate me, somehow I blame me.
Back to our Stella here, and then we're gonna go and glide over.
It's not personal, it's just how it works. Don't be angry for too long, we'll get burned.
And then we have another tech here that I can teach you in a little bit.
Shake it off now. Personal, it's just how it works. Shake it off now. That's just the way of the world.
We're gonna move on, move along, move along, move along.
I cry my eyes out over a shallow guy. Yeah.
And technically, you don't have to kill any of these mobs. You can just go ahead and interact with the documents here. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill them though. That way, you don't have to you don't have to rush. If you're behind me right now in terms of questing, it'll give you enough time to catch up. Then you're gonna read the document. Go ahead and skip through the other guys here. Go to this document. Talk to it again. There's gonna be 2 grapple hooks here. You don't have to grapple hook onto the first one. Just walk past it. See that other thing in there? You just have to jump and press F. You don't have to fight these guys either. You can just interact with this circle, interact with it again, and it'll teleport you to the next area. So you don't have to kill these 2. And there we go. Into the instanced area, which is actually inside the Silius Abyss. The spot that you spawned on is where one of the bosses of the first open world dungeon spawns at. So it gives you a bit of a preview. Go ahead and fight the mobs here. Go ahead and follow, kill the mobs. You notice on the side we're talking about how Maple Story 2 had like really good housing, and it actually got shut down because one of the devs was caught fully copy pasting the work of another dev, and that's why it had to be shut down. It's a little bit of tidbit. I didn't know that either until K2 told me. So just gonna go ahead and kill the mobs here. And then after we move past this point, there's going to be more reinforcements for us and also for the enemies. My advice is kill the mobs one at a time, because these mobs actually hit quite hard. They're one of the mobs that have not been nerfed. So if you end up tanking too many of them, they're going to bring the pain. So don't aggro them all. Kill them one by one is the best advice that I can give you. They're charging in. You'll get a first glimpse of Da Vinci and crew. Adventurer group here. You're gonna spawn in. You're gonna see Rutain. You're gonna see Sophia. We're gonna tackle these one by one, and I'll let this ride here. So once you get to this area, you don't have to worry about pausing the video too much. You can just go ahead and kill them at your own pace. While in the video, I'm killing them at my own pace here, and we can be in line with each other in terms of progression. I know it's a lot so far. Hope you're still following along. But don't worry, the leveling journey in this game is a lot shorter than other games. Just like, for example, New World, we played 24 hours, 24 hours, and then 16 hours the next day, and all that, and it still took us about 5 days to get to max level. So in comparison, this doesn't take too long, right? It's more like it's even less than Black Desert when Black Desert first launched, right? Black Desert when it first launched, if you played like around close to 20 hours, you'll get to the first like soft cap. You'll get to 50, and this one, it's probably gonna take you around like 8 hours. 8 hours if you're speed if you're speed running it a little bit, it'll take you less than 8 hours. So might seem long, but compared to those other games, you get to the end game quite fast. Everybody gets to the end game quite fast, and the reason why you might want to rush to level 50 as soon as possible is so you can get your dailies done, you can get your contracts done, and if you have enough time to spare, you can level another level 50 character or 2 other level 50 characters, and you can get to doing your alts as early as possible. which will net you quite a bit loose. And if you want more details on that, I do have a guide on that on my YouTube page, one of my YouTube playlists rather, which is the Don't Fall Behind playlist. Which the aim of that is basically so you don't fall behind. He's gonna go ahead and keep killing these mobs here. And to speak more on that series, basically I made that Don't Fall Behind series mainly because one of the problems that I saw happen in the OBT was that veterans were kind of like running over the newer players. And so I made that playlist with the hopes of helping new players to kind of, not fall behind compared to other people in KR in terms of like progression. Help you not mistake so you don't fall behind even further, stuff like that. That way, even if you're completely new to this game, you will have the information that you need. That way, you can keep up, and you don't have to make costly mistakes like the mistakes that we did when we first started when Korea launched. Because this game can get pretty punishing when it comes to mistakes and wasted resources, especially if you're playing it as free to play. But there's a lot of ways to avoid it. And here you can see me in the middle of the quest. I'm upgrading my gear just to kind of like slow it down a little bit just in case people are catching up. In the meantime, while you're upgrading gear here or upgrading your skills, Da Vinci and crew will start killing all the other mobs. So you're not really, technically you're not wasting too much like time here because the mobs are still getting, the mobs are still getting railed by Da Vinci and his adventurer party. And you might notice I upgraded the bracelet, and I built it first because it's one of those bracelets where you kind of keep it longer than all your other green gear. And with the armor stones as well, you'll notice that I upgrade the cape first. And the reason why I upgrade the cape first is because the cape's like one of those items that you don't have a lot of good options with the blue capes, so you tend to keep the green capes a little bit longer compared to the green armor, which you'll probably end up replacing sooner than the cape. And now that the party has defeated all the enemies here, you're free to continue on with the quest, release the kidnapped children, and speak with Da Vinci, and then you're gonna head up these stairs and fight one of the bosses. This guy is not too hard. He's been, I believe he's been nerfed like twice already. So all you really have to do here is Q block whenever he does the purple swirl, and when he raises his sword, like right about now, oh never mind, I stunned him. But he raises his sword and he'll do like a frontal hit. See, he'll say crush them, pound his shield, and then do a massive AoE. There's not much you can do against that, but yeah, and I think at this point I just kind of give up Q blocking because yeah, my ping is horrendous. Let's go ahead and kill him here. You can see he takes a lot of damage now, just because not only did they nerf him twice already, and a lot of these bosses twice already, you also get access to leveling your skills a lot more, whereas before it took a while because the only reliable way that you could get skill book materials was from doing events, and that took a while. Really good change that NCSoft made, I believe. Because before, if you were a tank or a healer, you're kind of screwed. DPS would always outpace you in terms of like progression, but not anymore. Not in this case. You have to exit the hideout here.
All your friends are saying you're doing fine, but how about last night when you cried your eyes out? I bet they're not aware you came by.
For now, just follow the main quest again. And I always forget, I always rush, and I forgot the old flag. Just go ahead and do that. Infinity Wheel. You'll get a bit of a glimpse when it comes to like the backstory of the game. So anytime these things happen, it has really nice storytelling visuals. But I've seen these things so many times that I just kind of skip over. And if you notice on the side there, Appendix Resistance Contract, Appendix Abyssal Contract, Speak to Rotate at Carmine Forest, you don't have to do those. It is not worth it. It is not necessary for you to catch up. And you don't want to waste time because more time wasted means more opportunities for people to catch up to where you are. And, you know, a lot of people crowding your area. So try to stay ahead of the pack as much as you can. You're gonna talk to you are gonna talk to Robert for these appendix quests here because it's not the most XP, but it is some XP and it's right in front of you anyway, so you might as well do it. Alright, so as soon as we get this part done, we are now level 21. This means that our next main quest is going to be capped, or the minimum requirement for our next main quest is basically level 23. So we are level 21. We will go ahead into the desert area. So at this point in time, we will be very much far ahead of you know, the main clump of people. So that's really good. So we don't have to deal with that mess. And then we're gonna go get the first waypoint for the first exploration set of quests that we'll do. And this is kind of like min-max too. I won't be doing the unnecessary parts of the quests that don't give a lot of XP or are not necessary for us to get to 50. So that saves us about probably like around 5 to 10 minutes or more in terms of time, depending on where you are at that time. So you can see that purple thing glowing over the horizon over there on top of that tower. That's the location that we're gonna go to. The pathway to get up to that thing is not anywhere near around it, which is very deceitful of the game. When the game first launched, we had to run around this tower wondering how we were gonna get up there, and we couldn't, but it was because the way to get up to this tower is through up here. We're gonna grapple hook up there. You see that orange grapple hook? We're gonna go for that as well. Grapple hook, fly up on top here, land, recover your stamina first. Right, we're gonna recover our stamina here, and then we're gonna glide all the way down to that waypoint, and that's it. That's how you get there.